welcome to the channel. I'm Richard Cole. Thanks once again for tuning in. And today I'm going to talk about the news of the two Prince reissues, the Gold Experience and the Truth. They're going to be released on vinyl on June 9th. And this is sort of my reaction and going to talk about both of those albums. Alright, so news dropped yesterday that the Gold Experience from 1995 and The Truth from 1998, both albums by Prince, are going to be reissued on vinyl. Both of these albums originally were released on Record Store Day. I purchased both of those on their corresponding Record Store Day releases. At the time, they were exclusive releases, but now they're getting an official worldwide release on June 9th. And I'm going to read the official announcement from the Prince estate. Let's see, like I said, this was yesterday. And, alright, so this is from the Prince Instagram page, but today we are pleased to announce the wider reissue of Prince's 1995 masterpiece, The Gold Experience, and 1998 acoustic album, The Truth, on black vinyl. Both albums will be released by Sony Legacy Recordings on June 9th. The Truth is regarded as one of Prince's most underappreciated hidden gems. The album was originally released with his 1998 triple album Crystal Ball and includes the songs Don't Play Me and Come Back. And of course, the Gold Experience is considered one of Prince's best 90s albums. There's been reviews back in the day that this was probably his strongest album since 1987's Sign of the Times. Both are albums that I enjoy. Like I said, I bought both of those, The Truth and The Gold Experience, on their respective record store days. Now the release stresses that these will be on black vinyl. The record store date for release for The Truth was black vinyl. However, the Gold Experience for Record Store Day, their release was on gold vinyl. Like I said, I bought both of those. In fact, let me show you the Gold Experience first. And as you can see, Record Store Day release. And the cover, this was reminiscent of, I believe, a sort of promotional copy that was released back in '95 in conjunction with the actual Gold Experience. So the cover is different. It's not the cover that of the actual CD that was released back in 1995. But this reissue will have that. Let's see. So these are in anti-static sleeves, of course, and again, this is the gold vinyl. This release, like I said, went to fill up 2 discs. This would have left one side blank, but this release had the remixes of the single I Hate You that's on it. I'm not sure if the the black vinyl release of the Gold Experience will have those remixes on it. I have to do some deeper digging on that one. But yeah, so like I said, this was the Record Store Day release on gold vinyl. Alright, and I'm going to talk about these releases. Actually, the Gold Experience, I did a CD versus vinyl comparison. I'm going to have that episode in the show notes. I did a similar one, oops, excuse me, folks, did a similar one for The Truth on an episode of Amari Purple Talk way back when, but that's audio only. So actually I'm going to kind of go over this comparisons in this episode with this. But this is The Truth that I picked up on Record Store Day. And trying to keep it in this sleeve. This was marked, do I still see it? Yep. So I guess the number, I don't know if you could see it there. Where is it? Right there. The 0018. So I guess this is the 18th copy of this that I managed to get a hold of. Also significant because the 18th, which is March 18th, is my birthday. So that's why I'm keeping this bit of plastic on it. Kind of for luck or whatever. But again, this is the cover. But again, long-time listeners of Amari Purple Talk, this was an album that I really wanted to see get a standalone release, especially on vinyl. This was originally released on as a sort of a bonus disc for the 3 CD compilation Crystal Ball. So you had the 3 CDs of, you know, at the time unreleased vault tracks, and then the bonus disc was this album. I think originally it was going to get a standalone release, and then later was decided to bundle it with this. But since this has yet to be reissued, like I said, I'm glad that they decided to at least take The Truth and, you know, make it a standalone release. Now, I hope one day that this will get a CD re-release as a standalone, unless they decide to reissue the Crystal Ball and, you know, keep it bundled with that. But who knows? But like I said, glad to have this as a standalone release after me talking about it on quite a number of episodes. But again, the Sony reissue for June 9th will be on black vinyl, as is this one. This one didn't come in an anti-static sleeve, so I put it in one. And I'm not sure if the release, okay, here's the vinyl for it, black vinyl. So I'm not sure we're going to get anything in the way of like extensive liner notes, historical content, maybe some, you know, the lyrics to go along with it. That would be nice. So this release, the Record Store Day release, did kind of come with this insert. So it does have the lyrics, and it's got some pretty cool artwork there. So like I said, this is definitely one of the reasons why I'm glad this got a standalone, so you could get something like this, which you didn't get with the liner notes of the Crystal Ball package. In fact, there weren't any lyrics that I'm aware of, except for Crystal Ball, which used to have its own website where you could go on and get the lyrics to that. But anyway, I digress. But those are the 2 that I have. And let me go ahead and go to, alright, my original notes. Alright, so I'm going to start with The Truth. So, you know, apparently this has not been, at least my Record Store Day edition, has not been remastered or remixed. And it doesn't give any indication that the release on June 9th will be a remaster of any sort either. I do think that the original mix lends itself very well to vinyl. The vocals on the title track and Don't Play Me, on the vinyl, they're up front in the mix, very clear front and center, and kind of hangs very properly above, the instruments in the mix. And it is a more intimate listening experience listening to it on the vinyl versus how things are mastered for streaming. I guess one of the things that in that original episode of Amari Purple Talk was that your listening experience on streaming is going to vary. At the time, I used to have, was it Qobuz, a Qbuzz, or a Qobuz, which at the time was like a superior listening experience. But I think I had it for like a few months, and then later Apple and Tidal and Amazon and all the other streamers started getting into lossless audio and Dolby Atmos and things like that. So I ended up dropping Qobuz, kept my Apple Music, kept my Tidal, and just listened to streaming on those both of those platforms, and Amazon Music as well. But like I said, your listening experience is going to vary. But your CD versus vinyl experience, I think you'll enjoy it. Especially, like I said, the vinyl, the mix lends itself very well to it. To me, one of the standouts, in addition, again, to the title track, Don't Play Me, Circle of Amore was another standout on vinyl that was very pleasant to listen to. Also, the track Animal Kingdom, I enjoyed that on CD. And I now, as I was saying, I now better understand why I like the production on that song when I listen to it on vinyl versus CD. Like I said, the intimate feel of it makes it for a better listening experience overall. But depending on what your favorite track is on the album, you may find yourself enjoying the songs better on one platform or on the CD better than the vinyl, and vice versa. There'll be things that you will love on the vinyl versus CD or even streaming. I know when I did my initial review, I did what was called the Fascination Litmus Test. Now, Fascination is probably, the more I listen to The Truth, it's probably my favorite track on the album, period. I love the sort of Latin feel to it. Love Rhonda Smith's bass playing on that track, and I just enjoyed the song. I mean, I like the album as a whole, but that is my absolute favorite track listening to it. That's in, if I don't feel like listening to the whole album, I'll start with that track and maybe just let the rest of it play or skip around. But hands down, that's my favorite track on the record. So I did at the time what I called the Fascination Litmus Test. So I played the track on Apple Music, Qobuz, CD, and vinyl. And this is sort of, my reactions to how my ears were catching things based on the various mediums. Qobuz, the percussion and the vocals are more prominent, and you get better separation of Rhonda Smith's bass, and the guitar solo is much cleaner in the mix. On CD, Rhonda Smith's bass, it stands out, but overall it sounds more balanced as a listening experience. On vinyl, it's equal to the CD overall. The bass doesn't quite stand out. The guitars are balanced well, and the guitar solo is brought out well, but it doesn't overpower as it does on streaming or any of the streaming services. And basically, The Truth on vinyl, it's one of those. There's no significant difference between vinyl or CD, but the difference transfers among the streaming services, and may have elements on most songs, and just based on how your ears will perceive things, you'll hear things differently, or you'll enjoy things more on streaming versus vinyl versus CD, and vice versa. So there wasn't really a clear winner for me. So I enjoy listening to it on all, physical media or streaming. But the truth, like I said, I won't get too deep into it. Like I said, I'll put a link for my CD versus vinyl, because I did an actual episode of that. But overall, with the gold experience, at least the gold vinyl, I was a little disappointed in the sort of the vinyl. There are things that sound great on it, don't get me wrong. I think the track Now was probably one of the highlights of it, but to me, I preferred the CD. I've actually the Sony reissue of the CD, but definitely check out my full CD versus vinyl to get all the different nuances of that. But with that being said, am I going to pick these up on June 9th? Probably not. Especially the Truth, because I think it's just it's getting a wider release. Now, the thing with Record Store Day, you do have certain releases that are Record Store Day exclusives, meaning that you can only get them on Record Store Day, and when the supplies run out, they run out, and it'll never be in print again, or at least it won't be in print anytime soon. Then there's Record Store Day First, where you will have a release that will be exclusive to Record Store Day, but it could be a few weeks, it could be a few months, could be a year or two, where you will get a wider release of that, whatever album gets to Record Store Day First. Because this is now getting released on black vinyl, I might be more inclined to want to pick that up, but it won't be anytime soon. Gladly that this is getting a wider release, so it will be available for quite a while. And this is kind of an official release by the estate, by the people that are actually running it now, as opposed to before, when Comerica Bank was making all the decisions, or making key decisions. But now this is one where the family, or some of the family members and Primary Wave, they get to sign off on this. And thank you guys for actually physically releasing something. It's been a while. Now, again, depending on if these are your favorite albums, this is great news. If you're holding out for the next super deluxe edition, then this might not be fun. Check out the previous episode where I talked about getting excited for music I already have. This falls into that category. These are two albums that a lot of Prince fans have. They're favorites amongst a lot of fans, and if you've kept your copy of Crystal Ball and it's in great condition, then you have it on CD. The Truth has been available on streaming for quite a number of years now. The Gold Experience, just within the last year, just because of the clearing up the lawsuits over the song Most Beautiful Girl in the World, the Gold Experience has finally had its day. It's been reissued on CD. It got the vinyl treatment on Record Store Day, and now it's getting the original album with the original cover released for Record Store Day. I mean, not Record Store Day, but it's getting released on June 9th as well. So again, like I said, this falls into that category. It's music most people already have, but again, you know, this is sort of the first time for one, being the truth, to be available on vinyl as a standalone. Um, you know, the Gold Experience, you know, that's another one. A lot of us, I know I had the CD back in the day. I wasn't aware that there was vinyl. God, at that time, I think, I want to say maybe 1986 was probably the last time I bought vinyl, when CDs became sort of the norm. 86, it started off with cassettes for me, just buying cassettes, and then 87, no, 80, yeah, 87, yeah, it was, no, 88, early 88, I got my first CD. So it was cassettes and CDs for a long, long time, up until about 7 or 8 years ago, till I, you know, started getting back into vinyl. So this will be a treat if you're a vinyl collector. But, you know, what are your thoughts? Are these two releases that you're excited about for record store? I keep calling it record store day. But for June 9th, you know, it's getting a wider release. You can get it at your favorite record store. As Prince fans know, you can get it at the record store. So, you know, is it something that you're excited about? Are you not excited about it? You know, would you prefer that they release something else? You know, leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out all the previous episodes. Again, Patreon supporters, hey, you know, I'm still working on new material. Actually, I was going to work on new material, but then this news dropped, so I thought I better do this reaction and get it out there. But new stuff is coming to Patreon soon. But also continue to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, stay up to date on any and all videos, whether it's Prince related, funk related, rock related, jazz related, music related in general. Continue to tune in, and thank you for your support, and check you guys out next time. And until then, keep it purple and on the one, and also create your day and create your life. Peace.